riders are on the Silverstone starting grid.
Hello there and welcome to this video preview of MotoGP 19. I travelled to London yesterday to play the game and I captured all the footage you're seeing here with my own capture rig from a development PlayStation 4 console, not a PS4 Pro. So as a result, you are seeing 30 frames per second gameplay because that's what the game is outputting on the standard PS4. The team is apparently looking into doing a toggle option between detail and fluidity on the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, but that's not finalised just yet. Indeed, despite having gone gold already, this build of the game that they were showing off is actually a couple of weeks old and doesn't have all the bugs fixed, so it's still exhibiting quite a few bugs which they assure me won't be in the full release, especially with the day one patch installed. So keep in mind that some of the things you're seeing here will be fixed when the game is out. So what's new? Well, the most obvious difference is in the graphics. With an extra year to get used to the Unreal Engine, the game now appears much smoother in motion, even though it's still 30 frames per second. Everything looks much more solid, especially the far distance environmental graphics. There are new special effects too, like a heat haze mirage effect on the asphalt in the middle distance, which looks really cool. The team has also spent time trying to make textures, shadows, and even overall colour tones much more realistic, and I think it's worked. The second biggest inclusion is all new AI programming. While I can't show you what I saw here, the pre-hands-on presentation showed video clips of the artificial intelligence literally learning how to ride a bike. At first, it was pootling around well off the track at what they call the newborn phase. Then there was the puppy phase, where it was a bit faster but still wildly erratic, which, yes, looks like some of my riding, sorry about that, before becoming smoother and eventually fast enough to win. That neural network was then built into the game itself, which means that the AI doesn't stick to preset routes or react to things that it couldn't feasibly know about. Instead, it reacts only to what it's seeing ahead, and it will even take evasive action to avoid hitting you, even if it means crashing itself. It's still obvious when you look at the game which racer is human controlled, as they're all over the place compared to the serenity of the other riders, but there's potential for a more involved experience here certainly. Gameplay wise, I was able to play it for half an hour or so, and while it does feel more responsive compared to last year's game, I still feel it's a little heavy and cumbersome compared to the older MotoGP games that ran on Milestone's bespoke game engine. Still, it's got the trademark hanging on animations and different control modes that let you decide how much assistance you have. It feels more full-featured and less rushed overall than last year's game, especially as you go through its menus and the pre-race presentation. Now you're probably noticing that there's a recurring theme in these clips where the AI bikes are zooming past me on the straights. Now that is a bug. Apparently I'm seeing unfinalized difficulty. So the idea is that the AI will always be as fast as you on the straights, but the easier difficulty levels will see them slower on braking and through the corner and on the exit of the corners. They're meant to be as good as you on the straights, so it's not arcadey, that's what the team told me. But even so, while I was playing, they were zooming past me on the straights too. Now it is possible, as they pointed out, that I was short shifting, as I was using manual gears and going by the engine note, and I suppose being so used to playing virtual racing at the moment, I was going by what I thought was high revs, when actually these bikes can rev a lot higher. So I was losing some speed there, but even so, they were absolutely zooming past me. So do take into account that that's not what the finished game should look like. We'll know in a couple of weeks when the game is actually out. There's only one other thing that I really wanted to try and to show you, but I wasn't allowed to try it or capture it, and that was the new Moto e-bikes, the electric-powered, single-gear, zero-emission beasts that are likely to be the future of competitive racing, whether traditionalists like it or not. But their inclusion in the game in what is its inaugural year for the real Moto E Championship is really cool, and it is fully licensed as well, so you will get the real riders that you'll be seeing as they support MotoGP at 5 of the European tracks this year. So for me it was a slightly frustrating hands-on session because this build is obviously unfinished, and I'm surprised that they chose to show me that rather than the finished game because it has gone gold. But never mind, the game is due out on June the 6th, which isn't far off now, so we'll have the full featured experience to enjoy very soon. In the meantime, please hit like, subscribe, and please leave a comment to say how you think the game's looking. And do take a look around my channel as I've got more games content as well as music and more. Thanks so much for stopping by. Take care.